Good morning, I'm Andre Woodcock. I'm PI of the SUITS project supporting urban integrated transport systems. The aim of the project was to support small to medium local authorities in the design and implementation of sustainable transport. We were guided by a socio-technical approach to develop capacity building material from the perspective of providing new knowledge, new processes, new ways of doing business as well. What I'll be doing is looking at each of these within the presentation, also looking at some of the ongoing evaluation. So what we started off with was the hypothesis that just providing new knowledge and processes wasn't enough to support capacity building unless you developed innovative organisations. So that's why there were the three pillars. Looking at each of these in turn, the first of these was to develop new knowledge and provide local authorities with new information. This was led by Olympian Anastasia from Liva in Greece, and we looked at providing workbooks and information on 6 core areas based on the initial research we did with the cities, looking at emerging transport technologies, innovative transport schemes, implementation of safety and security measures for all, urban freight transport measures, innovative financing, procurement and business models, and data collection and analysis. And we provided e-learning material, a facilitator's guide, workshops and workbooks to our cities. Within the lifetime of the project, we implemented this in physical workshops based around the needs of the cities, which were Torino, Rome, Calamaria, Palanga, Albulia, Valencia and Coventry. For the Civitas community, we developed 3 webinars and e-learning courses, and we've also introduced the SUITS toolbox, which includes all the information, including the facilitator guide, training material, guidelines in a toolbox that's available to all EU cities in multiple languages. The second pillar of the work was looking at new data collection processes. This was led by Fotis and Perty from Espoin and Logdrill, respectively. We started off with the aim of providing cities with independent, low-cost means of collecting and visualising real-time data, which was easy for them to implement. So our vision requirements included 3 sections dealing with data collection, data selection and data visualisation, and this was implemented through a crowdsourcing data collection model based around urban citizen mobility and linking this to citizen and logistics traffic data. Our solutions include data collection, included crowdsourcing using conventional GPS trackers and IoT telecom services, advanced trackers, collaborative crowdsourcing navigation system adapted for in-vehicle multimedia consoles. For data tracking and visualization, we've developed a platform for real-time vehicle tracking and traffic monitoring for urban traffic management. This is available free tools for all cities to use. It includes the automatic generation of the city's network, management of multiple cities and their resources, and data analysis tools for things like freight traffic, road usage, and delays. We also looked about the requirements of processing this amount of data, which I'll go to in a minute. We've provided an open data repository, again, which is free to use, where cities can store their information, share it with others, and inspect it. As I said, we also looked at big data, providing a low-cost analytics solution through the Petapylon for traffic management system, which has been proven to be faster and cheaper and able to deal with all types of data. So it's a really good solution for local authorities. Our last pillar was really important, which was looking at organisational change. As I said in the introduction, it isn't enough to provide cities with more information if that organisation doesn't change to enable people to act on their new knowledge and insights. So we looked at the organisational change process in our local authorities using the 8-step model of Kotter, starting off with creating climate change, engaging and enabling the entire department to make the changes with support from the top level management and sustaining that change after the lifetime of the project, so the local authorities became learning organisations. We did this through workshops, an online forum and action learning sets, and we've been able to see some of the results of this in terms of actions undertaken by the local authorities. These have included creating change visions for the local authorities to share amongst themselves and with the local community. So here's one of the initiatives developed by Valencia in communicating their sustainable transport measures to local citizens, dealing with quick win internal processes that support sustainable urban mobility planning. So these are things that the transport departments didn't do, which were recognised as being useful and are still being used today. So they include weekly team meetings, mentoring, stand-up briefings, World Cafe type events to actually share what people are doing and to get some interest and impetus behind sustainable measures. These have led to, in some cases, wider new internal structures. So Valencia's moved from a silo to a cross-functional project-based organisation. Rome's created a specific unit under the mayor to support voluntary and informed choice in smart mobility, and Albuli have used our tools to implement an innovative procurement for the purchase of new buses. The last section of my talk looks at impact evaluation. This is still ongoing. It's undertaken by Eileen and it was delayed a bit because of COVID, where our local authorities closed down or were furloughed during the last year. The evaluation plan was to understand the impact the projects had on the capacity of local authorities. And the results here are being presented for 3 of the target areas that the cities wanted to work on, which was in terms of innovative technologies and data collection, sustainable thinking, and cooperation with business partners. All the following slides have an input, output, outcome, and impact format, and these have been demonstrated within the lifetime of the project. So looking at innovative technologies and data collection, we've had impact in terms of collecting large data sets, presenting information about the effects of COVID, using MyPolis Live to inform traffic design near a school, looking at data storage on new pedestrian crossings. So we're showing that data has been used to inform some of these measures. And the inputs for this have been learning from the project about possible approaches, access to our platform, and support from the project partners. The second challenge has been in sustainable thinking. We've looked at, again, the inputs of capacity building, policy briefs, models and tools, and participation in workshops. And here the impact's been around looking more closely at environmental impact of new measures, looking at short and long-term effects, how the extension of public transport infrastructure can lead towards changes, and more focus on electric vehicles. Our last challenge has been cooperation with business partners. Here, the learning from other cities, information from Work Package 6 and Work Package 4 have actually resulted in new business models being developed, which enable partners to give access to new data sets about traffic, influence travel behaviour, access to new sources of funding. One of the examples is that a car sharing company has been attracted to the city. They've prepared joint plans for car sharing points, and private and state-owned electric vehicle charging points have been opened. So that's a very quick resume of the project. If you'd like any more details, please get in contact with Anne and myself. Eileen in terms of evaluation, Anne-Marie for organisational change, Fotis for mobility data, and Olympia for details of our capacity building programme. Thank you.